G'day guys, Scarlett from Go Travel. Today I'm finally doing it. I'm going to show you how I put 33s under my Toyota Fortuner. So 285 70 17 tyres. There's always going to be experts that say, nah, that's not how you do it, etc. This is how I did it. If you want to see how I did it, come along, I'll show you how to do it. Let's go. Okay, so with the back, you get a tiny little bit of rubbing on the mud flat, as you can see. It's actually good this is dirty, because then you sort of see what it does hit. A bit of the flare. So it normally sticks out a bit, so all I did with that is trim that back. This here, this little bit of steel here, you do need to tap it back a bit. You can use a shifter and bend it back. Same as this here, you need to give that a bit of a tap back to move it back. So, as you can see, I've actually tapped that back a bit, right? So, and the same as this bit of flappy overhang metal. No, it's like part of the body. So I've tapped that, which just moves it forward, which creates more clearance. But you got to be careful because you don't want to belt the crap out of everything. Same as that. What happens with these flares though, is the more you cut off them, the more that starts to peel out. So you've just got to be careful, mindful of that. You don't want to cut too much, but you need to cut enough to clear the tyres. The best thing you can do, you can't really tell because mine are dirty as hell, but if you paint the inside of your wheel guards, right, and then you start running a bigger tyre, what you'll find is it'll show you everywhere it rubs on. The 33s, they've rubbed up here in the body, so when my wheels are tucked right up, that's when you can hear them rubbing. And the same as this panel back here. So I haven't actually belted this side into place, so I will belt this side into place and show you what's involved. As you can see, at some point it's also grabbed onto this body seal and it's bent it down a bit. So we'll belt all that up, get it out of the way, and then you'll be able to see what's actually involved, how to actually bend things and hit things and so on. And you can decide if this is for you. There's a few things you can do to create a bit more room. So you can body lift. So that's body mount in there. Yeah, even an inch, you know, an inch would probably make a bit of difference. And then you might be able to realign things like sliders and that. And obviously everything you hit, you should put a little bit of paint on it, pretty it up. So down the bottom here, you get this 90-degree section. You just want to try and bend it a bit flat, right? So what that will allow you to do is then get your shifter in and be able to start manipulating this up. Of course, be careful, only do it in small bits because you don't want to, obviously don't want to bust the body. You don't want it to tear, so just gently manipulate it and it'll all start to come around. So what I'm going to do, once I've got that to an angle where I can hit it with the hammer, got a little, you have to come back a bit, little bit of a, I wouldn't call it a sledgy, but now it is important, you don't want to close that gap up, because everything your wheel flicks up on your wheel guard, you still want it to run down and roll off there. You'll see this will move a fair bit, right? Righto, so you see that's all cleared out of the way, that's moved out of the way. Look, to be honest, I still believe we're going to rub here a little bit. Clean it up, I'll give it a lick of paint, and then that way we'll know, and we'll be able to retest it. So you got to remember, the Fortuner was never designed to run 33s. If you're going to do it, you're committing to bending things, bashing things, cutting things. It's not an easy task, that's why not a lot of people do it. So the front, it's not as easy. There's a lot more involved with the front. The most common thing people ask me is, how much lift do I need to fit 33s? Anyone that doesn't know a lot about suspension, a lot about tyre size and how to fit them, they'll just say to you, you need 3-inch lift. But it's not actually the case, right? So lift doesn't clear tyres. You can put 5-inch lift in this, but at the end of the day, the wheel still goes through the up and down motion with the suspension. So if you can't get it to fit with no lift, essentially you're not going to get it to fit. All right, so most of you know I run Nolafane upper control arms. These are not Nolafane upper control arms. Right, so what I did is I bought some adjustable caster camber arms to give them a go. The Nolafane ones are going to be going back in because I don't like these. What I did, right, imagine your ball joint sat there. So essentially I've put it as max to the front as I can. The trade-off for that is, with my wheel alignment, they had to pull my lower control arm all the way out, which then in turn stuffed with my wheel offset. So with my wheel offset not being right, I created more issues for myself again. I'll go through all the hardware stuff and then we'll talk about wheel offset. So I've got larger bump stops, right? So I've got extended bump stops, and that's to help with when the wheel's on its full upstroke, it's not going to scrub the guards out because the bump stop's catching it and slowing it down before the factory bump stop would. Body mount chop, you will not fit 33s, you will not fit anything larger than a 32 without cutting this, right? So imagine this comes out square, it comes out square, rolls around. So what I did is I went and got a fabricator, I got him to cut across the top and then make me a plate to weld in. So that's the underside of it. That's probably the main thing, right? Without doing that, you won't fit them. Again, you've got a bit of massaging you need to do with the guards. Tap it with a hammer. Be careful where you hit it. Be careful how hard you hit it. Usual stuff. The flare. So the flare for the front. I'm sorry, this is still dirty. So the bolt mounts, you need to tap them in. Tap them in and around. Again, be careful how hard you hit it because it'll move your quarter panels and mess with your quarter panels. Manipulate the bottom of your guard. Get the shifter, fold it in, fold the corners in, tap it back with a hammer, get it out of your way, and then you have to cut a bit of the inner guard plastic out. So you cut that out. It's a bit hard to see, but yeah. So basically you make clearance there, clearance through there, and then then it clears it. A lot of cool things you can do, like geometry wise. So you can get offset caster bushes for your lower control arms, which push them out, push them in. Obviously you can do heaps of trick things with UCAs. The problem is it's hard to get people that know how to align them. So there are definitely some good tyre shops around that can get the alignment right, but I'd say there's more that can't do it that can do it. So it makes it hard. And that's what I found once I changed to these UCAs. Take it with a grain of salt. That's my opinion on it. I'm going to go back to my fixed control arms, and yeah, I've cut everything to clear it anyways. Righto. So wheel offset. For those of you that have been following me for a long time, this is the 4 set of 33s that under this. So when I first bought this Fortuner back in 2016, the 33s that come off my Ranger, I put them on it. So they were a 17x9 rim. They were a plus 30 offset, but they were too close to the UCAs. And they sat pretty well. So you know, honestly, they were probably the best ones that fit. Then I tried a 17x8 0 offset steel wheel, which didn't work at all. That was the worst offset, worst combination I've had under this. So it bloody hit everything. It was a pain in the ass to try and get right, and that's when I went back to 32s. Then I worked out that the wheel offset was my problem. I went to another set of alloy wheels, and I put a set of Boss alloy wheels, again a 9-inch wide wheel, and I believe they were a POS 15 offset, but they sat pretty close to a 0 offset wheel. So again, I worked out that offset was why I couldn't clear anything. So what actually happens is, it's not the inside edge of the tyre that hits everything. So when you turn, the tyre goes through a range of travel, and what actually happens is, as the suspension goes up and down, the inside edge of the tyre hits the guard, the mudflat, the flare, the body mount, everything. Yeah, I can't really max this out here, so it's a bit disappointing. That's probably the best I can do at home. So, as you can see, that's tucked in there. It's not on bump stops, but it is definitely right up there. It's getting close. So, definitely made a bit more room in the back by tapping all them things forward. So again, that's the most I can compress the front right here at home, but that's sort of showing you what you need to see. So again, it's the mud flat removed, and as you imagine, if I had my steering turned harder, you can see potentially where it would hit the body out in there. I don't know if you can see that. Another thing I will say, if you look at my quarter panels, the gap gets closer towards the bottom. So what's actually happened is, all the times I had 33s and it's hit that, it's actually pushed the quarter panel back a little bit. All right, so I know the most asked question I'm going to get, does a 33-inch spare fit under the back? I must say, these all-terrains are definitely growing on me. We got 285, 70, 17, overall diameter 33, overall width 11.5. This is under the car. I have a factory Toyota tow bar. You can't really see that, but there's a couple of mil to spare on that side. And then on the inside, you've got your panhard rod, and then you've obviously got this bit of frame as well. So this tyre is a 32-inch tyre that's under it, but it doesn't have a lot of tread left on it. I think the biggest problem with the spare is that it's just going to be a pain in the arse to position. Definitely some size difference between the two. So 33 versus 32, or 285 7017 versus 265 7017. Let's flick it under and we'll have a go. We'll see if we can position it. I'm just curious to see if I can get this 33 under the back.
You can't. I can see it doesn't fit from here.
Nope, does not fit. Definitely doesn't fit. Good news is that 32 will. Alright, let's recap on it. Everything you need to do. So the most important thing in my opinion is wheel offset. So I run an 8-inch wide wheel with a +10 offset. There'll be plenty of people that tell me that I'm wrong. There's always other experts out there, etc. So take it with a grain of salt. That's what I find works. Upper control arms, you need a set of aftermarket upper control arms. So they'll give you more alignment, create more room in places. Body mount chop. So BMC, this is the most important part. This is the most daunting part, but you need to cut that front body mount. So without cutting that, you're not going to actually clear the tyres. So if you can't do it, get a fabricator to do it for you. Now, extended bump stops. You definitely need extended bump stops in the front or body lift. Extended bump stops are easier. So the idea with extended bump stops is that what happens is it limits the up travel of the wheel. Without them, the wheel actually hits the inside of the guard. So it'll tear your innards out, it'll just scrub like crazy. Yeah, you need something. And last but not least, everything else, just trim it, cut it, manipulate it, bend it, fold it, bash it into place. Yeah, don't be scared, everything moves. So just have a go. All right, there you have it, that's it. They're on, they're done. So 33 Toyota Fortuner, yes, it can be done. Is it perfect? No, definitely not by all means. Can you make it perfect? Of course you can. The more time and effort you put in, the more you cut, the more you pin back, etc., the better you're going to get it to fit. If I was to do it again, I'd body lift the car before putting all my bar work on, and then I'd make the bar work around that. As far as is it worth it, it's all going to be up to the individual. Me personally, I love the look of it. I love the big tyres. I like them under there. You know, clearance, you get a little bit extra ground clearance. Is it a game changer? Look, some people argue yes, some people argue no. Me personally, I don't drive anything differently than what I did on 32s. So I'll leave that with you. You back up the decision whether it's worth it or not. But yeah, just be aware that when you commit to it, it is a big project. It is a lot of cutting. It is a lot of modifying. So yeah, just have a good hard think about it before you start banging stuff around and playing with stuff. So if you like what you're seeing, subscribe. There'll be plenty more videos. So forward driving, camping, adventures. Other than that, guys, go explore.